Hi, my name is Adesola Balogun. I'm the creative director of Outspoken. Now, fashion is life. Fashion to me is all about expression and showing the world my talents. Now, I started business in 2005 on my 21st birthday, the ASU strike, trying to think of what to do to bide my time. And that was I was in third year in university, and since then I've been on this journey. I've been on this business journey, and I just want to tell you about my story. This is how I started. I remember in 2005, like I said, I was in the third year in university. Prior to that time, my elder brother, Adesola Balogun, he runs a fashion outfit in Abuja, but then he was in Lagos. He started with shirts. So third year in university, as was on strike, friends of mine were going to come back from the strike. But I was thinking about it. I said, what am I going to do? I thought about, there were so many ideas. So I spoke to my brother and I said, what do you think about me selling your clothes, since we already have an established, like a lot of people loved what we were wearing, but at the time it was expensive for students. So I had a colleague, a classmate rather, who wanted shirts, but he didn't have the money to purchase. So he just sent money to my account and says, Shola, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need shirts. So I spoke to my brother and I say, bros, I have this order, but this is what the person is willing to pay. He says, why do you think this is something you can't do? I will give you a crash course. You go to the market, you get fabrics, I'll introduce you to these tailors. I made my first set of 3 shirts for 10K. I think the profit then was about 3,000 or something. And I said, you know what, this is, so to be honest, Outspoken was supposed to be something to use as a stopgap for every time I needed allowances from my parents and it wasn't coming. So for 300 level to 500 level, and then I'll stop and get a 9 to 5 and life goes on. I never thought that this was going to be something I would do as a career. So I mean, the story goes like that. So from his name is Chukuma. So from Chuks to other people in my room, to other people in my hostel, to the people in the department, to the entire school, I became known as, the shirt guy. And then, so from there, that was how, from 300 level to 400 level to 500 level, and that was how I was able to, see myself through school, because, like I said, my dad was going through a rough patch financially, so money wasn't coming at the time, in due time. So allowances were not coming, and then I was always broke, because you always had, in school, you have to pay for some handout, pay for this. So every time I tell Chooks, I always tell him thank you, because if he didn't, because for me, I didn't think I could do it, but he said, I don't know how you're going to do it. Just make sure that when we resume school, my shirts are ready, and that's how we were able to produce then and start our first set of shirts. I would always say that for creatives, especially in Nigeria, it's a constantly evolving, or rather say, globally, it's a constantly evolving space. You can't sit in one place because it's constantly changing. So for us, for a long time, I would say I was doing only male clothing, because I felt it was straightforward and my designs were more tailored towards male. But in recent time now, we're trying to cater towards females. One of the fabrics I love working with is Ashoke. Ashoke is ethnic, it's traditional, it's colorful. There are so many things we can do with Ashoke that a lot of people were surprised and be like, wow, I only thought Ashoke would be used for agbada. But now you find a lot of people using Ashoke for furniture. You find a lot of people using Ashoke for homeware and all of that. But for us, we've not, and it's not by let's say omission or commission. We have decided we have sort of carved a niche in using Ashoke. I work with other fabrics, silk, Ankara, Adire, but Ashoke is like something that I have come to love. In 2016, I just resigned from paid employment. There was a serious fuel scarcity where even banks were shutting down operations. Telecoms were shutting down operations because they couldn't buy diesel, they couldn't buy fuel or something of that sort. And we got an order. And for us, our brand promises is customer-centric, customer centricity, integrity, and accountability. So we had promised this customer that he was going to get it in a week, I think a week or a week and a half. And he had paid us already. Now, I mean, I could have come to him and said, Chief, this thing, you know that this fuel thing is not working. We can't. I remember buying fuel at 2,000 a liter. 2,000 a liter, yes, just to finish that. When we delivered, even he was saying, he didn't even think that we were going to, because then I think electricity too was bad. It was tough for us because we actually didn't make any money. We made a loss that period, but because we had collected money for jobs, we made a loss. But it endeared people to us. You know that despite everything, our brand promise to you is service delivery. We would always deliver when we say we'll deliver. Nigeria in itself is wrought with so many issues, from power, which is the main one, to increasing cost of prices. You buy a certain fabric today for this price. You go back tomorrow, it has increased, but purchasing power of the customer hasn't increased. So having to balance between dealing with your own issues as a manufacturer and also not chasing the client away. It's just trying to, but we are overcoming them gradually. You tell yourself that, okay, you know what, who's my target? How do we stand out? Who is my target market? Who am I called to? Of course, I can't make clothes for everybody. I wasn't called to everybody. So our target market is, I tell people, young and upwardly mobile. So anybody that can fit into that broad classification is our customer. So now, how do we come up with styles and designs? We put ourselves in the position of the customer and say, if you were this person, will you wear this? I usually joke with my elder brother because, like I say, we run parallel brands, and he says, "Nah, I don't think I can wear it, so I don't think my customers can wear it." And I also think that your designs are an extension of you as a person. Sometimes I come up with the designs and I'm like, I would be like, wear this, but I also know that you have to, as a creative, you have to keep tweaking and tweaking until when you have a seemingly fine balance. So for one who is in the creative space, it's constantly to always, one, identify who your customer is, two, put yourself in the shoes of the customer, and three, constantly keep tweaking your styles and your designs till when you get it right. My favorite thing about Outspoken is the freedom to be me, the freedom to express myself, the freedom to I'm not in a box. I've had collections that were a miss. I've had collections that were a hit, but it's a fact that there's that freedom to express myself, and there are also customers who the next thing is, so what is next? What do you have cooking? What do you have for us? Do you have, I like this one, is this new? So we constantly I have people that I usually sort of test the market with. So I come up with a new design and I say, what do you think of this? They're like, nah. Some people will be like, this is lovely. So Outspoken is just the freedom to express myself in as many ways as I can through fashion and art.